The first day at Vega Institute. The Vega Institute for Advanced Minds accepted one human per decade. This was not generosity. It was study. The other 43 students in Orientation Hall were Cerati, a species that had been solving theoretical problems before Earth's oceans had cooled. They had 3 brains, distributed across their long, pale bodies, like nodes on a network, and they communicated in layered harmonics that carried logic and emotion simultaneously. They did not fidget. They did not sweat. They arrived precisely on time and folded themselves into their seats with the practiced calm of beings who had never once in their evolutionary history been prey. Cadet Eli Marsh arrived 40 seconds early, which was still somehow the last to enter. He was 26, narrow-shouldered, with ink-stained fingers, and the permanent expression of someone solving a problem no one else could see. He'd won the Institute's open application on the back of a single submission. A 17-page proof dismantling a mathematical paradox that the Cerati had considered unsolvable for 2 centuries. They had assumed the solution came from a research team. When they discovered it was one human, alone, in a rented flat with bad heating, the admission committee had argued for 3 days. He stood at the entrance of the hall, scanning the room once, and chose the seat with the optimal sight line to both doors and the instructor's platform. The Cerati nearest him shifted almost imperceptibly away. The box. Instructor Vane moved like weather, slow, inevitable, filling the room without effort. Ancient even by Cerati standards, its harmonics carried a low resonance that Eli felt more in his chest than his ears. It set an object on the central platform without preamble or introduction. A box, roughly the size of a human skull. Black, with no visible seam, hinge, or latch. Its surface shifted faintly, as though something inside it breathed. "This," Vane said, "is your first evaluation. You will each attempt to open it. Order will be assigned by neural rank." It gestured down the row, beginning with Cadet Solène. Solène, top of the pre-admission rankings, 3 brains reportedly operating in perfect synchrony, rose fluidly and approached the platform. It studied the box for 90 seconds. Applied harmonic resonance at 4 frequencies. Attempted a geometric pressure sequence along the surface. The box did nothing. Solène returned to its seat without expression, but Eli caught the faint dissonance in its harmonics, the Cerati equivalent of embarrassment. One by one they tried. Some for minutes, some for seconds. The box remained sealed. Eli was last on the list. He was always last on the list. Vane called his designation with the particular flatness reserved for formality, Cadet Marsh, and Eli stood. He hadn't walked to his seat yet. He'd been holding the box for 40 seconds already. What he did. The hall went very still. Eli had picked up the box the moment Vane set it down, while the instructor's back was still turned, while the Cerati were processing their seating arrangements and neural calibrations. No one had thought to tell him not to. The rule said wait for your name. The rule said nothing about hands. He'd spent the orientation period, 41 minutes, turning it over slowly in his lap beneath the desk, fingertips reading its surface the way a blind man reads a face. Now he stood, held the box at chest height, and pressed his thumb simultaneously into 2 points on opposite faces, points with no visible marking, no textural difference, nothing to distinguish them except a faint warmth that only mammalian temperature sensitivity would detect. The box opened. Not with a click or a hiss. It simply unfolded, like a question finally understanding itself, revealing a core of soft gold light and, inside it, a single word in universal script. Why? The answer. The silence lasted a long time. Vane crossed the platform slowly and looked at the open box in Eli's hands. Then at Eli. How? It said, not how did you open it, but how, the Serity word that meant explain your entire reasoning chain. It wasn't a dexterity puzzle, Eli said, or a logic puzzle. The surface had no code. It was a patience puzzle, built to reward whoever ignored the instructions long enough to just touch it. Every species you train follows rules first. You've never had a student who broke protocol before sitting down. A long harmonic moved through the room. Eli had learned enough Serity to understand the rough shape of it. Uncomfortable recognition. Vane studied him for 4 full seconds, an eternity in Serity time. The word inside? It said quietly. Do you understand it? Eli looked down at the gold light, at the single question the box had held for centuries. Yeah, he said. It's asking why you keep giving this to species who already know the rules. He closed the box gently and set it back on the platform. I think it was built by someone who wanted to meet someone like me. Vane said nothing, but it moved his name to the top of the class list before the session ended.